everybody, it's Romania Black. Oh, buddy. We're on volume 7 of Twittering Birds Never Fly. And yeah, Seizaru Tori wa Habatakanai. And it's the last volume for a while. I'm really sad. I'm really sad because I didn't realize this series only comes out like bi-monthly. So it takes like a whole year to do a whole volume. Guys, I don't know. I don't know if I can wait that long. I've talked about this on Patreon and on YouTube, but it may have to be because this volume ends with chapter 43, and I've been holding off on this volume for a little bit because I was waiting for volume 43 to be translated into English, and it finally was. It came out like months ago, and it was finally translated. So volume 7 just came out in Japan, and they had the Don't Stay Gold OVA included in it, and so I thought that was really cool. But it's going to be a while before volume 8, and so I don't know if I want to wait a year. I've really become invested in this manga. It may be one of those that like bi-monthly, I just do like a reaction to the chapter, and that's kind of against what I normally do because I like doing things in volumes where it's, okay, like I do a volume of Hanako-kun, which Hanako-kun is monthly, and it's 5 chapters in a volume. So that's a little bit more reasonable. Like, I can wait till August to get to volume 16. I can do that. I can administer self-control. There's other anime and manga to react to. I can bide my time. But with this, waiting a year? I don't know if I can do that. So I may be doing small, I don't know. And I may get busy and then just be like, screw it, I'll wait. But I don't want to. So I may do a chapter by chapter with this. Since it comes out every 2 months, by the time they get it translated, that's a long time. So it may be that in 2 months, I look at chapter 44 and just do a review, a shorter review of it. I may just do that because waiting a year is a long time. That's a long time, y'all. So, but in any case, we're going to be looking at volume 7. And I'm staring at the cover right now, and I'm just going to say it. Doumeki with black gloves. Ko, that decision that you made, that was a good decision. I'm so intrigued because when we left off, oh my gosh, you guys. And I've loved talking in the comments with you all about volume 6 because, whoa, that was a ride. I've really come to love Mizumi in this series, and him being a badass boss and just taking Hirata, who has just been just the bane of this series and such an antagonist, and just finishing him off in such a cool way was just so satisfying to read and react to. But of course, Yonita Ko they give us the satisfying conclusion of Hirata and Mizumi and their confrontation, and then gives us Yashiro feigning amnesia. I'm sure he's feigning it. I don't believe it's real. I think he knows exactly who Doumeki is, and he's just using amnesia as an excuse so that he doesn't have to deal with his complex emotions he has towards Doumeki. I'm going to stick to it. And Doumeki, of course, because he is so in love with Yashiro, he's not going to leave. He's going to just stay at arm's length. He's going to stay away just far enough where he doesn't have to see Yashiro, I think, but that he's going to stay far enough away where he doesn't have to interact with Yashiro, but he's still going to keep tabs on him. That's my prediction. And judging from this cover that you guys are going to see here in a second, it looks like we see Doumeki's back and we see Yashiro facing the front towards us, but they're facing opposite each other. So I feel like it's one of those, like, you see him in passing, like Doumeki's there, he knows about Yashiro, but Yashiro's just not paying attention because he doesn't want to draw attention. That's what I think. But you guys, I love this series. I purchased volume 1 in the English translation, and it just came in the other day. I'm so excited to sit down and read it and eventually get the other volumes too. I'm so excited. I can't wait. But yeah, this series is wonderful. It's not just smutty, not just smut. There's plenty of it, don't worry. But there's a story behind it, and all of the sexy actions all connect to the characters and to creating a more in-depth look at them in terms of how they relate with the narrative. And for Yashiro, he's so complex, and he has such a traumatic past. It reminds me a lot of Banana Fish in the sense of Yashiro and Ash, they both have similar upbringings in terms of their backgrounds. Ash obviously leaned one way and Yashiro leaned another way. But I do see similarities between them. And I see similarities with Doumeki and Eiji. I see that. Like, even though Domeki's not innocent by any means, and he's not timid and quiet, he's kind of like the opposite physically of Eiji from Banana Fish. I do see that they're both kind of these pure, they're labeled as pure beings, respectively, in both series, because they are very genuine with their emotions. They're not manipulative or trying to hide anything. They wear their hearts on their sleeve, and they kind of attract people to them because of that. In Domeki's case, it's Yashiro, and in Eiji's case, it's obviously several characters. But yeah, guys, I'm ready to start this final volume, but I'm not, and it's a big volume. I left off at chapter 36, which they said chapter 36 was part of volume 6, but then they have a cover like it's part of volume 7, so I'm like, I don't know. I just stopped at volume 30, at chapter 35, because that's what several people had said. So it's chapters 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. It's 8 chapters, guys. We're doing 8 chapters tonight, and I'm not ready. But here we are. We're going to do volume 7, and then after that, I will probably review chapter 44 when it comes out in English translations, because like I said, waiting a year for more Twittering Birds, who do you think I am? But we're going to be officially caught up now with this volume. I will be officially caught up with the manga, and I'm so excited. I have other manga planned to review, and I'm going to talk about those at the end of this reaction. But in the meantime, let's dive into this, guys. I found a site to look on here with these, and so I'm pretty excited. All right, and here we go. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Dang it. I love this volume. For the record, this is just, I was so nervous. I was like, how are they going to do this? How are they going to have Doumeki and Yashiro be separated without there being a time skip? I figured there'd be a time skip. I'm like, they're going to have to do something to explain them being apart, because it just set up so perfectly that the group disbanded and Yashiro and Nanahara kind of just got kicked a little bit to the curb to go on hiatus. And Doumeki, oh my god. Just, yeah, okay. Okay. That is just, Doumeki has changed. That's the thing. They both have changed. Yashiro's changed a little bit. Like Yashiro not having sex with Mizumi, Yashiro not having sex with Ryuzaki but being more civil around him. Yashiro, basically, other than the detective that we know of, hasn't really had sex with anybody. And I'm assuming the detective is just to keep his whole, like, masochistic thing, like, going. To keep him, like, reminding himself that this is who he is. But it's like, is it? So he's not changed a whole lot. I mean, he's changed a bit. He's not, like, having sex every 5 minutes, but that we know of. But Doumeki has changed a bit. Doumeki has changed. Or at least Doumeki, I feel like Doumeki is finally comfortable with himself, because this whole volume, Doumeki has been like, I'm not just a gorilla, I'm not just a bodyguard, like I have to prove, because Amao told him, Amao was like, you can't just be a bodyguard to be in the Yakuza, you have to be useful, otherwise, like Yashiro did, they're going to cast you aside. And so Doumeki did. He's like I loved in this volume him being like a freaking detective, like him and Kamiya going and trying to find all these things out, and Doumeki talking more and trying to reason things out. And he's still the stoic, serious Doumeki that we know him as, but he's much more cunning and resourceful, just in a very down-to-earth, straightforward kind of way. And Yashiro hasn't really gotten to see that yet, but Yashiro, you're just so cruel. Like him trying to push Doumeki away, even after all these years, like trying to keep him safe and pushing him away from him by telling all that to Aniki. And so the web continues, like Aniki trying to get Mizumi's good graces. The thing with Amao is so intriguing to me. Because Amao, there's still stuff we don't know about him. Like why exactly Amao wanted to become a Yakuza. We're getting closer to it, I feel like. We're slowly piecing together Amao being Mizumi's stepson and joining the family business and being by Mizumi's side. Like we're getting slowly more towards figuring out more with his character. But I feel like Amao saw a lot of Doumeki, a lot of himself in Doumeki, and he's like, I know Aniki will take you in, so I'll take you to him. And you can just work your way up from there, kind of like what he's done. But the contrast of that last page where Doumeki is like all... By the way, Doumeki in all black, it's gorgeous. I love it. It's like, it's so dark. And I love it. And Doumeki's been chased this whole time, these 4 years. And of course he gets pissed off. Because he was thinking that maybe Yashiro was the same. Like, he's like, I've gone 4 years without having sex with anyone, without pining for anyone but you. And you haven't changed, have you? Like, I thought that you being with me would make you, like, feel somewhat different. But you're still having sex with that detective. And maybe he doesn't know the full deal. I don't know, but Yashiro, Doumeki is a bit possessive. He wants to be exclusive with Yashiro. And Yashiro, up until volume 7, was like, that's not me. I'm not an exclusive person. But he's, aside from the detective, he's not been doing anybody else that we know of, so I don't know. But you have to cut it off there? You have to cut it off there. It's been like 20 chapters. It's been 2 volumes. And you cut it off there. And we see Doumeki's eyes that he's serious. He's like, we should do this. And we're not boss brother anymore. Not boss son anymore. We're just you're just a humble casino owner. Like, come on. And Doumeki's just the hired hand. Buddy. I'm a little nervous because, of course my dog's freaking out. I'm a little nervous because Doumeki is really kind of riled up in the moment. He's riled up about this, and Yashiro is kind of painted as, like, Yashiro is so vulnerable in the end of this chapter. Like, Doumeki's in all black, and he has this dominating presence, right? Where he's got the hand up on the screen. No, buddy. He's got the hand up on the screen and everything, and Yashiro's, like, all in white, and he's naked. Like, he's just so vulnerable. Oh, my gosh. It's like such a twist. It's not really, because Doumeki was kind of dominating the last time that they got together, but it was under a totally different context. And Yashiro's not entirely wrong. He was very cruel in saying that to Aniki, but he's not entirely wrong that Doumeki was just kind of blindly following. And even when he asked Mizumi afterwards, he didn't know any Yakuza games. He's like, I don't know any other Yakuza games except for yours. And they're all like, huh? So, in a sense, Yashiro's correct that Doumeki was, like, just a fledgling, but Doumeki's out of the nest now. And holy cow. I like Aniki, his character and this Yakuza family, that him and his daughter, and the daughter, like, her, like, love of Doumeki is so sweet. And of course she instantly does not like Yashiro because she says she hates liars. And it's like, oh, she can just see right through him. Like an 11-year-old can see right through him. But Kamiya, I love Kamiya's character. Kamiya is such a... It was so great this volume because these characters were such perfect foils. You had Nanahara, who I love Nanahara. You had him being the perfect foil for Yashiro and being very, like, loyal like Doumeki, but they're platonic. Just, like, faithful dog to the guy. And then you have Kamiya, that's kind of like the foil to Doumeki, and he's kind of like Yashiro in that he's, like, promiscuous, and he's kind of, like, sleazy and cunning, but it's, like, totally platonic, and oh my gosh. Like, Kamiya, of course, Kamiya and Nanahara butt heads. They don't like each other, of course. But what do we do with this? I can't wait a year, y'all. I'm sorry. I hate that y'all had to wait a month or 2 months in between chapter 42 and 43. No. No, I'm going to review chapter 44 when it comes out. How could I not? So I know with other series, like Hanako-kun, I'm probably going to do volume by volume just because there's only 5 chapters and it's going to only take like 5 months to come out. So that'll be a lot better. So I'm going to do that. But with this series, the fact that it's coming out so long during periods of time, I can't wait. I want to see 44 when it comes out and it's translated. So yeah, that's going to happen. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, y'all. I'm pretty excited. I hope you all are too. So when chapter 44 is translated in English, I'm going to react to it. Buddy. It'll probably be another month or 2, but it'll be worth the wait because I want to see what happens, and it's going to be torturous having to do this chapter by chapter now because doing this volume by volume has been so nice, but oh, what a cliffhanger. How the tables have turned. Doumeki was completely at the mercy of Yashiro the last time all this was going down, and now they're facing each other eye to eye, and yeah. Part of me is going to be like, it's going to be a fake out, and Yashiro's going to be like, nope, not doing it, and he's going to like run away. That's why part of me thinks that's what's going to happen. The other part of me is like, are we really going to do this? Either way, it's going to lead to more angst. Of course it will. But I'm like, I just want these 2 Yakuza boys to be happy, but it's a Yakuza story, so of course it won't be. In the meantime, for the next 2 weeks, because I love Yonita Ko and I love her work, and I think that I've really come to love her as an author, I am going to review 2 of her works. One is Daishitaro Furutakai. That is going to be her novel. It was like a standalone one novel. I'm going to react to it next week. And the week after that, I'm going to be doing the sequel to it. And I'm going to be reacting to it as well. So I'm pretty excited to do 2 more Yonita Ko works whilst we wait for Twittering Birds. And then we'll have another project after that I'll have on here too the following week after the sequel to Daishitamo. So in the meantime, I'm so excited to know what you all thought of this. Now we're all caught up. We're all caught up to Twittering Birds. So no spoilers. Now we can talk about it. I'm pretty excited. So many interesting things. Kamiya, Amao, Aniki, Mizumi, Yashiro and Doumeki. What we're doing. So I'm so curious to know your guys' thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back next week with more Yonita Ko works and eventually more Twittering Birds Never Fly. Bye.